All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thank you for joining us here on the live stream. If it's your first time viewing, make sure to say hello and let us know where you're from. I can see Roxanne's already in here saying hello. Always glad to have Roxanne here hanging out with us. I've got Cheryl moderating today, so thanks again, Cheryl, for helping us moderate. And then Home Phone saying aloha to Robert and the lovely Cheryl. So always good to have you hanging out with us as well. All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about creating a custom contract page. If you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you might have caught the video that published yesterday where I sat down with Allison, a professional photographer, Allison, with Wonderland Pictures, and we talked about photography contracts, why you need them, and what you should include in your contract. If you missed that video, let me grab the link, and I'm going to throw it here in the chat for you guys really quick. So here's the link to that video, just tossing it out there to you guys in chat. In case you miss it, definitely a great video full of lots of information, lots of good information that you should definitely check out. Now, before we jump into the topic of creating a custom contract page here on Zenfolio, I do want to point out something that I'm bringing back. So before, if you guys remember, a while back, we used to take questions for next week's live stream through a form that was linked in the comments below or the description below. I'm going to bring that back because we actually got a lot of questions through that form. I think people liked using it. So linked below the video now, whether you're watching the live stream or you're watching the recorded version of this, is the link where you can go in and ask questions for next week if you don't want to submit them in the chat or if you're not able to catch the live stream. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into talking about creating a custom contract page. Now, I did see a comment on a video yesterday. Somebody asked if Zenfolio was introducing built-in contracts. That's something that we're definitely looking at, but at the moment, I don't have any timeline information on when that's going to be introduced. But that doesn't mean that you can't do contracts through Zenfolio. You just need to use a third-party service, and you can embed it in a custom page. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so here I am on my Zenfolio dashboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we are going to create a custom page. Now, before we do that, first we need to create the contract. So I'm going to use JotForm. They have a free service that you can use. You can go to JotForm and just create a form and actually get the embed code and put it right inside your Zenfolio account in a custom page. So here on JotForm, I'm using a free account. So I didn't pay for the account. This is a free account. So you can go sign up for a free account and you can do exactly what I'm doing now. What we're going to do is just go to Create Form. And then I'm not even going to start with a blank one because there's actually some pretty good templates already in JotForm that you can use. So I'm just going to use this template right here, option, hit select. And then what I'm going to do really quick is up in the search section, I'm just going to type in photography, hit enter. And it's going to pull up all of these different photography forms that are already created in here as templates. This one right here is a general wedding contract. So that's the one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to select use template and hit continue. And then as you can see up here at the top, it's got somebody else's name on it. So I'm just going to click here and edit this really quick to say Black Onyx Photography. Change the name really quick. Now, I'm not going to go through and customize this form. It's really easy to do. I'm just going to go right off of this template here. So just really quick, it's a multi-page template for contract. You've got the client's name, the address, all this different information that you could possibly want in your contract of what the package includes, how much it is, the pay, the deposit, all of that stuff is included in this pre-built template, and you can just go through and customize it to fit your needs. Now, once you have it customized to fit your needs, all we need to do is we need to get the embed code and go back to Zenfolio and embed that into a custom page. So I'm just going to jump over to settings, and actually I think it might actually be under publish. I'm going to click on publish. And we're going to grab the embed code for this form. Now, you need to pay attention to which embed code that you grab. In Zenfolio, what you want to grab is you want to grab the iframe code right here. So you don't want to use this first one that pops up here. Let me show you why. JavaScript right there. You don't want to use JavaScript in the custom page. You want to go down and grab this iframe code right here. So we're going to click iframe. Here's the code right here. I'm going to copy it. I've got it copied. Now I'm going to jump back over to Zenfolio, and we're going to go and we're going to create a custom page. So I'm going to hover over website, click on custom pages, and then we're just going to create a new page. So I'm going to click create new page. Now for the page title, you can see the green SEO button right here, or not button, but the little SEO label. That means that the title can impact your SEO. So it'd be really easy for me just to call this contract and be done with it. However, the title of this page is also going to become its URL, which you know is going to affect your SEO. So you can think about the way you title it. This doesn't necessarily have to be how it's linked when you go to your site menu and link it, but you can definitely drop in a few keywords in the title. So for instance, on the title, I might say something like Black Onyx Photography Wedding Contract Form. So at least it's got photography and wedding and contract in it. You can definitely add more information if you want. Again, you know, just think about it. You don't have to name it contract and be done with it. You can put some more information in here that's going to benefit you. All right, so now what we're going to do is scroll down to the bottom down here, and we are going to go and embed this custom form. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. There's an embed button right there, and you can definitely use that. However, sometimes I've found that this embed option makes it appear on the page a little funny, so I don't really use that option. The option that I normally use is I just click source, and then I go and paste in my embed code here. Now, I do want to take a minute to pause for a second and just let you guys know that while Zenfolio does give you a place to use custom code, and it usually works wonderful, we are not able to offer any technical support for the actual code itself. So if the code's not working the way that it should be, you'll need to get in contact with the developer of that code. And so in this case, it would be Jotform. If you ask us, chances are we're just going to be like, you know, we'll take a look at it. We'll see if we can help, but if it's custom code, most of the time there's not going to be anything that we can do, and we're just going to refer you to get in contact with the developer of the actual code. Okay, so now I've pasted that embed code into the source here, and I'm just going to uncheck the source button, and it looks like a blank page. What we're going to do is go down to the bottom, and let me just get myself out of the way here. We're going to go down to the bottom, and before I save and preview this, there is one more section down here that you can put information in. This is the meta description section, and this is what shows up in search results. So if somebody was searching for wedding photographers, this is what actually shows on the search results on Google, the little description text that's under the page titles. So you can put some more information there if you want. But let's go ahead and save and preview this so we can take a look at how this contract page looks. So I'm going to go save and preview, and that's going to open this up in a new tab. And you're going to see right here, let me close this out. I forgot that I put my Bitmoji up in my header. That's funny. You're going to see right in here, here is that contract page. So guys, obviously this is a demo account. I do crazy stuff in the demo account all the time. And I guess today or sometime I put my Bitmoji up there. But here's the contract page. It's just that form that was embedded from Jotform. And you can scroll down, take a look at it. And it's a multi-page form. So if I click next, it's going to go to that next page. And whatever was set up in Jotform is what's going to show here. So I can scroll down, hit next, take a look. Well, actually, I can't click next because all this information is required, and I don't really want to go through and fill that stuff out. So now that we've got the page created and we've taken a look at it and made sure that it looked good, what we're going to do is we're just going to close this tab out, and we're going to click Save in the bottom here again on the custom page. And so now what we can do is go and add this to our site menu. So I'm just going to hover over my Zenfolio in the top corner right here. Click on Customize Website. And guys, if you have any questions while I'm going through this, even if it's not related to contracts or to custom pages, please definitely make sure to get those in the chat so I can get those answered today. There are a lot of really cool things that you can do with custom pages, and there's going to be lots of tutorials coming out this year on custom pages. I know we've got a custom template tutorial coming out and several different tutorials. So make sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you definitely subscribe to the channel so you get those video tutorials and you're notified of those new tutorials. But you can do a lot of really, really cool things with custom pages. All right, so here we are in Customize View, and you could just simply add that contract to your site menu if you wanted to. So let me just delete this item really quick. So if we wanted to just add the wedding contract up here and link it to in our site menu, all we need to do is go over to Edit Site Menu, click the plus new symbol, and we can just say wedding contract and hit enter. Now we're going to choose link menu item 2, and instead of it being a group, gallery, or collection, we're going to go down here to built-in or custom page. That's the option that we want. And then we're going to select a page to link it to. So I'm going to click select page, scroll down, and let me get myself out of the way so you guys can see everything here that I'm seeing. Select a page here, and we're going to scroll down, and you can't really see it's getting cut off, but right there is the title of that custom page that we created right down here that says Black Onyx Photography Wedding Contract Form. So we're going to click that, hit update, and that is going to add that as a site menu item up here on our website. So there it is right there, and if I click on it, it's going to take us to that custom page where if you're a client, you can then go in and start filling out that contract. But what if you don't want that up there as just a normal site menu item? You know, one of the things you might think about is that there might be more information that you want to get to your clients. Maybe you're going to have different contract pages. Maybe you're going to have a portrait contract page. If you want to have all those different pages, rather than linking to them on your site menu item like this, what you might think about doing is creating a drop-down menu of information for your clients. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this item really quick. Or actually, you know what? We can just leave it here. No, let's remove it. I'm going to remove it. And then what I'm going to do is create a new drop-down menu for my clients so that if I create other contract pages or maybe just a general client info page, I can put it in that drop-down. So I'm going to go to new right here, and I'm just going to say for clients, hit enter. And this time, instead of linking the menu item to something, we are going to go to show drop-down menu and click update. And what we've done is we've created a new drop-down menu on our site menu. So now what we're going to do is just add a new menu item inside of that drop-down menu right here. So we're going to hover over it, hit the plus symbol, and then we would say wedding contract, hit enter, and link it to a built-in or custom page. And then we're going to go down here and select that custom page and click update. So now once I reload the preview, you're going to see my site menu is going to change. Rather than just having wedding contract, I've got this drop down up there, and if you hover over it, now the wedding contract link is there. So now it gives me a nice space on my site menu item that on my site menu that I can go and add more information for my clients and things like that. Now, if I want to switch the order of this up, maybe I want to have this up here or something like that, we can click on the little domino looking things, hold that down, and drag it up. And then I've got this login or register page right here, and that's also a page that's for existing clients where they can go in and log in to their client accounts, or they can register to create a client account. So that's probably something that I would like to add into that drop-down menu. So I can do that just by expanding the drop-down menu and then dragging this right in and then reordering it to how I want, which I'll just leave that up top. But now if we reload the preview, you're going to see all this change. Oh, let me get back here to my dashboard. Sometimes I get a little click happy and I go places that I didn't want to go. But now you can see the site menu items are condensed even more, which is better. I think a simplified site menu is less intimidating and easier for your clients to navigate. And if we hover over it, Now there's that login or register page, and there's the wedding contract page, all condensed together in the same section here. So now the last step that I would do is just make sure that I publish this so that those changes go live. And then once the changes are live, our clients or visitors can go to the website and, click on this and see the contract or, create a client account. But you need to make sure that you click that publish button. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for creating a custom contact page. Like I said, there's a lot of things you can do with custom pages, and we're definitely going to be talking about them a lot more this year on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to subscribe. Let me jump back to my dashboard really quick and check on you guys in chat. All right, so let's see here. I've got Casey Cannon says, hello from Florida. Hey, Casey, glad you're coming here and hanging out with us in Florida. We're actually going to be down in Florida. I'm actually going to be down in Florida up in, where is that? Can't remember where we're going to be. Hold on a second. We are going to be at, let me just get there really quick. We are going to be at, I can't remember now. There's a trade show down there we're going to be at. It's Sync. And it's going to be towards the end of February there in, Cheryl, remind me, because Cheryl's going to be there. No, Cheryl's not going to be there, but I think Cheryl knows the date. So if Cheryl can remind me of where we're going to be at in Florida, you can definitely come say hello. We're going to be at the Sync Trade Show, and it's towards the end of February, like the 24th through the 30th or something like that. But we're going to be down there in Florida. So it'd be cool to come say hi. David from Montana says hello. Hey, David, thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. Let's see. Roxanne says, I rarely use contracts, but I mostly do only family, portrait, and headshots. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Contracts are super useful though. Roxanne, if you didn't check out the video I did with Allison, definitely give it a watch because it really explains the benefits of having a contract. Even if you're just doing a portrait or headshot session, definitely there to offer you some protection, and as well as your client too. And it kind of helps you deal with any unforeseen problems that may arise. As we all know, those things happen, and contracts are super helpful and useful to keep you from being liable for stuff that's out of your control. Let's see. Home phone says, oh, I should have left it there. Derek says, I signed up last night and now I cannot access my site. And she says, Destin. Yes, Destin, Florida. Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Hey, Derek, I would contact the support team on that, but my guess is going to be if you are if you're going to Zenfolio and you're trying to access and you're seeing something like a unexpected error, it's probably browser cache issues that you're having. And what you can do is, depending on your browser, you need to probably just clear your cache. A good way to test is if you do an incognito window or a private window. So you guys aren't going to be able to see it. But if I actually, maybe you can. Let me drag this down. Oh, you can see it. Okay. So if I go, oh, you can't see the top bar though. If I go up to my top bar here and I hit File, and I can go to New Incognito Window, and that's going to create a browser like this here that says Incognito Window. Try logging into Zenfolio through that browser window. If it works and that error doesn't show up, it just means that you need to clear your cache. If you're still having issues, definitely reach out to the support team, and you can reach out to the support team just by going to zenfolio.com/contact. Right down there below is the link. You can just send the support team an email and say, hey, I'm having issues logging into my site. Make sure that you email in from the email address that's associated with your site. That way we can verify that it's you, and we can just simply help you out with resetting a password if that's what needs to be done. But I would definitely, Derek, try that incognito window. I think if you're using Safari or Firefox, it's File, New Private Window. Try that out. Try clearing your browser cache first and see if that fixes the issue. Okay, let me see here. Let me make sure I'm caught up with everybody here. Let's see. Roxanne says, good idea. I should look into that and what the rules are in Canada. Yes, definitely check the rules in Canada. Obviously, I'm in the U.S., and as sad as it is to say, I really know nothing about the rules and the laws in Canada. But I would definitely check out that video. Allison goes into some personal stories there. Some of the things that I haven't even thought about, contracts, for instance, if there's some harassment that occurs during a shoot, that's something that you can write into your contract so that if you're at a shoot and you're being made to feel uncomfortable by somebody that's present at the shoot, you can have that in your contract and specific steps that you will follow, and that's going to give you a way to get out of that without being liable for the losses of the deposit or something like that to the client. So it's definitely worth checking out and looking into for sure. Let's see. Cheryl says February 22nd through the 26th, Sync in Destin, Florida. Yes, so we are going to be there. Definitely come say hi to us. And then Derek says Mac ISO. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I would probably try to do the new incognito window. If you're using Safari, it's going to be File, New Private Window. If you're using Chrome, it's File, New Incognito Window. Try that. See if that works. If not, just reach out to the support team. We will definitely get you in and help you access your site. All right, guys. So I'm going to jump in and take some email questions really quick. While I'm going along, if you guys have any questions about your Zenfolio account, whether it's about setting up a price list, maybe you just want me to go back and talk about custom pages a little bit more, we can definitely do that. Just make sure that you get your questions in the chat so I can get those answered for you today. Right now, I'm going to jump over and take some email questions. And if you're watching the recorded version of this, make sure that you hit up that link in the description so you can send questions in for next week. All right, so my next question here says, I'm trying to change the logo on my homepage, but every time I do, it never changes. That's because there are two different logos that you can show on your homepage. So probably what you're trying to do is change the homepage logo, and your homepage might be set up to be using your site header logo. And so let me just jump into Customize View and I can show you exactly what I mean. So if I go to My Zenfolio and click Customize Website, that's going to load us right into Customize View. And this is where you can do any customizing of your website. So as you can see right now, I've got this black onyx photography showing right here. That's my display name. But if I go to Options, Page Elements, and I set the page header to show, that is going to show my page header up here. And it's going to have a completely different logo if I've uploaded a different logo into it. So there's my little Bitmoji coffee drinking guy up here. And then down here is the site or the display name or homepage logo. So if you are showing your homepage logo, and let me get myself out of the way so you guys can see everything. If you're showing just your homepage logo and this is not showing up here, or if you go to Options and site header is set to hide, you need to go into Options, Logo, and this is where you would change your logo and you need to upload your logo file. If you go to Options, Page Elements, and the site header or page header is set to show and your homepage logo is set to hide, then you are using your page header logo and you need to change that in the page header, which you can do that right down here in the bottom left corner here. So you just go to Site Header, Logo, and then upload a new logo file, or just switch it over to use the black onyx photography, your display name, if you want to do that. So again, the key is just to figure out which logo you're using. So to start and to figure that out, what you want to do is you want to go to Options, Page Elements, and either see if your page header is showing or your homepage logo is showing. If it's the homepage logo, you're going to see a logo tab right here. That's where you make the change. If it's the page header, you're going to make that change down inside of site header right behind my head. Let me get my head out of the way again. Right over here in site header is where you would make that change on the logo tab. So once you know which logo it is, it's pretty easy to change. And then once you make the changes, just make sure that you publish that so those changes go live. All right, let me take another email question really quick. The next question I've got here says, Do I need to create more digital products if I want to use them on other price lists? Absolutely not. So what I'm going to do really quick, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Zenfolio's digital products, I'm going to run you through really quick the process of setting up, creating digital products, and adding them to a price list. That way everybody watching has a good understanding of how they work, and then I can answer this question as we go through it, because the great thing about Zenfolio's digital products, there's actually two things that I personally really love about our digital products. The first one is that you can apply a license to it, and your clients have to agree to that license before they download the product. But then that license also accompanies the download, and they can get it. So if you need to give them a print release, that's going to be in the zip file that they download. Now, the second thing that I love about Zenfolio's digital products is you can create one single digital download and use it on as many different price lists as you want, and price it differently on each price list. So you don't have to create a new digital product for each price list that you create. You can create one and apply it to as many price lists as you want, and it can be priced differently on each price list. So let's start by creating a digital product first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump back to my dashboard, and we are going to create a digital product. So what we're going to do is just hop into selling right here. And down here, you're going to see digital products right here. We're going to click on that. And I've already got a couple created, but I'm going to go through the process of creating one more just so you guys get a good overview of the steps and some personal recommendations when you're going through and creating these products. All right, so what I'm going to do is click Add Product. And we're just going to give this a title. Now, anytime you're creating products in Zenfolio, whether it's a digital product or a package or a self-fulfilled product, the thing you need to keep in mind about the title is this is how it's going to show up to your clients in the price list. So you want to be a little descriptive here. So for this one, I'm going to create a single image download. So I'm just going to title it Single Image Download right here like that. I'm going to leave the product type set to photos. Select the license really quick. Choose the original photos dimensions. Now there are other options here. Some of the ones I definitely suggest shying away from are the specific dimensions or largest dimensions one here. If the photos that you upload don't meet those dimensions, they can cause some weird issues. I just usually stick with the original photo. That's going to let your clients purchase and download the actual photo that you uploaded. Now for categories, I'm going to leave it set to downloads. And then this is, in my opinion, the most important part of setting up your digital products right here. So we're going to leave the minimum number and the maximum number both set to 1. So that way your clients have to pay per photo that they download. If you want to allow like multiple image downloads or full gallery downloads, definitely check out our digital downloads tutorial. It's on the YouTube channel, or if I can get Cheryl to throw the link in chat, that video tutorial is going to walk you through creating several different types of digital products. All right, next we're just going to scroll down to the bottom here and click Save. And I guess I've already created a product with this name, so I have to change this a little bit. So I'm just going to call this Single Image Download. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do a single image social media download. So I'm going to change this up just a little bit and use the small or low resolution. I'm going to create a social media image download product right here. So just going to go to the bottom, click Save. And now you can see right here is that social media image download that I created. And it's also got the unlimited online use, no printing license applied to it. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to, actually I think I created this one. So let me switch that license. Apparently I've created a couple of social media ones. Let's just switch that really quick. Unlimited online use, no printing. We'll save that. And I'm going to just delete this one here so I don't get confused again. All right, so there is that single image social media download, unlimited online use. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go and add this to a price list. So we're just going to go to selling, and we are going to go to price list right here. And I can add that digital product to any of these price lists that I want, or as many of them as I want. So I'm going to go to this 1:1 aspect ratio price list, and I'm just going to add that digital product there. So I'm going to click add products and just go to Black Onyx Photography, select download, and here is that product right there. Let me get myself out of the way so you guys can see it. And then I'm just going to click add selected products. So now that single image social media download product is there. And let's say on this price list, maybe I want to sell it for $5. I'm going to add it for $5 there. Or let's say maybe we want to sell it for $10. You can change the price just like that. I'm just going to save it. All right, so now that price list saved, let's say I want to add it to a couple more price lists. We'll go right here and add it to the Bay prices. I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to click add products right here, digital downloads, and there's that same digital product. We're going to add that. And let's say this is a price list that I use for commercial clients, and I'm going to charge a little bit more for that. So let's say for this, maybe I'm charging $100. You can use the same digital product on multiple price lists and charge differently on each price list for it. So you don't have to go in there and create multiple digital products unless you want to change the settings. That's the only time that you really need to create multiple digital products. All right, hopefully that answered your question. If I need to clarify, definitely let me know. Let me jump back to my dashboard really quick and catch up to you guys here in chat. All right, so let's see. Let me go back up here. So let's see. Ted says, saying hi and thank you for being an excellent host. Hey, Ted, glad you dropped in. It seems like it's been a while since I've seen you, but man, I appreciate the compliments. You know, you guys are what make this fun for me. I love jumping on here, doing the live stream each week, just to help you guys out and to try to make it easier for you guys to be successful here on Zenfolio. So all of your questions are really what make this a lot of fun for me and make it enjoyable to do. And I'm glad that you guys like it too and get a lot of value out of it. Casey says, I have not used a created logo. Does that have to be made in Photoshop? So I would definitely suggest creating your logo in Photoshop if you have it. You know, I understand not everybody has Photoshop. The key to logo creation is that you need to end up with a PNG file that has transparency. That way your logo floats over whatever background you put it on and it's not this, you know, white box. There are definitely some free software options out there you can look into if you don't have Photoshop, or you could do, you know, hire a design team to create one for you. There's also some other options. There's a program I think called an online program called Canva I think you can use. But yeah, you do need to create it outside of Zenfolio and then upload it into the logo sections that we were talking about earlier. Photoshop, as Cheryl said, is definitely the most common, and it's what I use a lot to create logos, watermarks, and things like that. Super easy to use. But again, if you have Lightroom, unfortunately, I don't think Lightroom has any creation capabilities that I'm aware of. I'm not a big Lightroom user. I'm more of a Photoshop and Adobe Bridge user. So I don't know that much about Lightroom, to be honest. Let's see. Roxanne says, I have to leave, but I will follow up tonight and view what I will miss. Thanks again for the help. Absolutely, Roxanne. It's always great to have you here hanging out with us for sure. We appreciate you coming, and hopefully we can make it up to Canada sometime. Let's see. Casey says, have to run as well. We'll watch the rest of this later. Thank you for a great live session. Awesome, Casey. Definitely make sure you catch up with us, but it's great having you here hanging out with us on the live stream. And those of you guys who are watching now, if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. After the live stream finishes, a recorded version of it is published to our YouTube channel as well. So if you need to go back and reference something that we were talking about earlier, you can definitely do that on our channel. It publishes to the live stream archive link as well as on our channel there. All right. If you have any more questions, definitely please get those in the chat. I'd be more than happy to help you out with your Zenfolio account, no matter what it's about. I'm going to take some more email questions, but I'll definitely come back and check in on you guys here on chat in just a few minutes. So let me jump over to an email question really quick. Let's see, the next question I have says, should I turn on downloading and gallery access to sell digital downloads? So my answer to this is no. Not just no, but a big no. So let me show you what this person's asking about really quick. If we go to photos, inside of gallery access, there's actually a setting where you can turn on allow downloading. So let me just get to a client's gallery really quick. If I click on this one right here and go over to gallery access, there's actually a downloading tab right here. And as you can see, I have mine set to do not allow downloading. Now, if you check allow downloading here, this is going to allow your clients to download their photos for free. Excuse me. Sorry about that. For free right inside of their gallery. So it's an option that I keep turned off, especially if you're wanting to sell your digital downloads, which I definitely recommend doing. You don't need to turn this on to sell your digital downloads, and in fact, you need it turned off. Now, I've seen a lot of people that use this option, and what they do is lock it with a password and then sell the digital download password to their clients. That's okay. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but the reason that I never ever suggest that is because once you sell that digital download password to one person, there is nothing keeping them from giving that password out to their mom, their dad, their brother-in-law, their great aunt Susie. So you're potentially losing out on a lot of revenue there. Whereas if you do the digital products route, like I just showed you, each person has to come in and actually physically purchase those digital downloads. So I would definitely not recommend trying to sell the digital download password. And if you want to sell your digital downloads, I would definitely recommend leaving that option turned off there. So I'm just going to set that back to do not allow downloading and click save to make sure that that's turned off. And then let me just jump back here to my dashboard and grab another email question really quick. So this next question here I've got says, what is a collection and what are they useful for? Well, if you're not familiar with how photos are organized in Zenfolio, I'm just going to run through that whole little bit and show you how photos are organized and stored in Zenfolio, show you what a collection is, and then hopefully get you to not use one, and I'll explain why here in a second. So we're going to go to the photos page, and inside Zenfolio, there's a couple of different ways to store and organize your photos. Now, this is what's called a group, and it has like a folder icon right here. And groups basically work just like folders on your computer, aside from one thing. You can't actually upload photos into a group. So if I go here and I say create a new group, and I just call this whatever, if I try to upload photos into this, I can't actually upload photos into it. I have to add a folder, and you can only add the folder if you're using the Google Chrome browser. So other browsers, you're not going to be able to do that. But as you can see, I can't actually upload a gallery, or I can't actually upload photos here. It's asking for a folder. Groups are only for organizational purposes. So they're a way to give your site some structure, to give your account some structure, so you can easily navigate and organize things. That's what groups are for. If you want to upload photos into this group, you actually have to create a gallery first. So if I go in here and I hit new gallery, I can just say test gallery. Now I can actually upload photos into this. If I click upload, now you're going to see it says add photos, videos, or raw files. So now I can actually upload photos. So the thing to remember is with a group, you can have other groups inside of it. So you can create subcategories and things like that. You can also add galleries and you can add collections. You just can't upload photos directly into a group. With galleries, you can put photos, videos, and raw files in a gallery. You just can't add groups in a gallery or collections. Now, let me create a collection really quick, and I'll show you what they're kind of used for. So what I'm going to do is go to this portfolio group right here. I may already have a collection in here. If not, what I'm going to do is just create a new one. So I'm going to go here, create new collection right here. And that's going to create a new collection, and I'm just going to call this test collection It's probably honestly like test collection 500. But I'm going to create this test collection here. Let me get myself out of the way so you guys can see my full screen. So there is that new collection here that I've created. And what a collection does is it actually holds links to photos that exist in other galleries and are spread across your Zenfolio site. So for instance, this is my portfolio, but maybe I wanted to do like a portfolio highlight and show like the best of each of my categories here all in one space. Well, I could do that with a collection. So I could just click on this gallery, and let's say I want to pick a few of my favorite photos from here. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to hold Command and just choose a couple at random. Go to Photo Actions, Add to Collection, and then go find that collection and put it there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this one right here, and I'm going to add photos from this collection. Actually, I'm going to add photos from this gallery. Let me do this gallery instead. So I'm going to add photos from this gallery right here. Going to hold Command and just pick a few at random and add to the collection. So I'm going to go here. Okay, so now if we click on that collection, you're going to see all of the photos that I added are in there. The problem with collections is that they don't actually contain these photos. They contain links back to these photos in the originating gallery. And the problem with that is that if you need to independently control the settings that are applied to these photos for any reason, you can't do that. All of the settings that are applied to these photos in the collection come from their originating gallery. So let's say, for instance, this gallery right here is a client gallery that's password protected. Let me just password protect it really quick. But maybe that gallery contained a few photos that I want to show in a collection. Well, if I add the photos from this gallery into this collection, that password protection setting is going to follow it into the collection, as you can see with that password padlock right there. So if I click on the photo, I actually can't go over here and change any of this information. I can't change the password. If it had a price list applied to it, I can't turn that off. It's going to pull all of the settings that are applied to it in its originating gallery with it into the collection. And that can create some issues. So that's why I really try to steer people away from using collections, is because you cannot independently control the settings that are applied to the images in the collections without going back to the originating gallery and altering the settings there. So if I wanted to make these photos public, I would have to actually go back to the gallery that they came from and change the settings here. So if I wanted to change the settings here, I could do that and make those public. And now if I go to the collection, now those photos are public because I changed them in their originating gallery. So anyway, I hope that answers your question about collections. You can use a collection just like a gallery as far as on your website. You can link to it. You can show it on your homepage. But again, I really say stay away from using collections unless you absolutely think that you have to. A far better option is just to copy photos into a gallery. And let me show you why that's a better option. Let's say that we're creating this collection because we want it to be a highlight for our portfolio. If we created a gallery instead, so if I go to galleries and I say new, if I go to portfolio and I say new gallery, I'll just say portfolio highlight. Now, if I copy images into the galleries, they're going to take on the settings of the gallery and not carry the settings over from the original gallery. So if I go to this gallery here, this one is private. And let me just set all these images to be private as well really quick. So I'm just going to make these follow the gallery settings. And now all of these images are private as well, which means that nobody outside of Zenfolio can view them or access them. But maybe I want to put a couple in that collection highlight or portfolio highlight that I created here. If I copy them, so I'm just going to hold Command, select two photos, go to Photo Actions, and copy, and I add it to Portfolio Highlight. When those photos get copied into that gallery, they actually take on the settings of that gallery rather than carrying over that private setting from the gallery that they originated in. So now you can see the photos are public rather than private. And that's why I tell people to stay away from using collections and just go with copying it into a new gallery. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard. Guys, we've got about 10 more minutes at the most left. So if you've got any questions, definitely please get those in the chat now so I can make sure to get those answered. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going on these email questions. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came and watched today. If this was your first time viewing, definitely just say hello and let us know. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, again, because we put out new video tutorials every Wednesday, and then we do the live stream every Thursday. And it's a really great resource, especially if you're brand new to using Zenfolio, or if you've been using Zenfolio for a while and you think that you're just not using it to its full potential, or you want to learn about new features. Both the tutorials and the live stream are really great places to learn how to use Zenfolio more efficiently and to be more successful here on the platform. All right, let me grab another email question really quick. And let me throw this link out here in the chat to you guys talking about collections really quick. It's just our support article on collections. It's going to give you a really good overview on that of basically everything that I just said. So let me just pop it in there for you. There's that link. And then let me just go grab another email question here really quick. The next question I've got says, after uploading a large gallery, excuse me, let me grab some coffee really quick here. I don't have my normal red giant solo cup today, so I've got this creepy camouflagey cup that kind of disappears when I get it in the light. But all right, so the next question I've got says, after uploading a large gallery, I occasionally see little spinning wheels on my thumbnails. What does that mean? Well, I've talked about this before. One of the things is when you upload photos to Zenfolio, we actually never ever show the full resolution original files on your website. So we do this for a couple of reasons. One reason is we do this so people can't bring up your website on really big high resolution monitors and take big screenshots. The other reason we do this too is because we don't want to alter the original image. And when you upload photos, we actually generate up to 9 different display images to be used on your website to help it load faster. So if you uploaded a really large gallery and you went in to view it, a few seconds after the upload finished, and you see those little spinny wheels right here on the gallery images, on the thumbnails, what that means is that our system is generating the preview files that we use on your website. Most of the time, that process is really, really fast. Occasionally, during peak times, it can be a little bit slower than normal, and you might catch it, and you might see little spinny wheels here for a few seconds, and then your image loads. That just means that those preview files are being loaded, and it should go away shortly. Now, the other thing that that's really good for is that means that you don't have to resize your images for the web to upload them to Zenfolio. We actually take care of that for you. Now, if your internet's a little slow, you might still want to go ahead and downsize those files just so the upload process doesn't take a long time. But if you've got a good, strong internet connection, I would definitely recommend uploading the full resolution files if your internet can handle it. All right, let me check on you guys here in chat really quick. So Ted says, can you show how to implement the advanced program where you allow another photographer his own gallery? Yeah, absolutely, Ted. So first, in order to do this, you have to have the advanced account. And then you can actually go and create sub-user accounts for your account. So you can allow, maybe a second shooter to log in and upload photos. But you do have to have an advanced account to do this. If you're not sure what account level you have, you can go to Settings, Account, and then over here it's going to say Account Level, and it'll let you know what account you have. Obviously, this is a demo account, so it's got special. But chances are you're either going to see something like Pro or Advanced or Starter or something like that. You need to have the advanced level account here to do this multi-user login. So once you have that multi-user login, and let's say you've got a second shooter that you're wanting to allow them to access Zenfolio, access your account so they can upload their photos, you can set that up. What you want to do is come over here and just go to Manage Users right here. And this is where you can actually go and create the user accounts. So let's say I've got a second shooter and I'm getting really tired of the process of them just giving me their card or of them Dropboxing me the photos. I have to wait for them to download so that I can re-upload them to Zenfolio. I can just create a login for them so they can actually log into my Zenfolio account, but I can limit what they can do. So I'm going to go to Create New. This is going to create a new sub account. Then I would just put the name of the person who I'm creating the account for. Put in their email address here. And then give them a username. And apparently it must be 4 characters long. So I'm just going to do that for the username. And then what you can do is choose what account level they can have. Now, I do want to point out, while you can do some limitations, any of these accounts can see all of the photos in your Zenfolio account. Now, you can limit them to where they can't change pricing, they can't customize the website, and things like that, but they are going to be able to see all of the photos in your Zenfolio account. So I do want to make sure that I point that out. Now we're going to scroll down here and choose what level of role Ted gets. So you can do a partner, which is basically going to have full access to the account. They can request payouts, they can change pricing, view reports, and things like that. If you really just want somebody who can just upload photos and that's pretty much it, you could do either photographer or contributing photographer here. Now the contributing photographer, they can manage photos only with the assigned groups. Or galleries, so they can't even go in and change things about photos in other galleries that they're not assigned to. However, they still can see them, but they cannot customize the website. They can't access your client list or any of the selling features. So once you choose that, then basically you just hit continue, and it's going to send an email to that email address right there. Tell them that you're inviting them to create an account. They're going to click a link, they'll create their login password, and then they can log into your Zenfolio account and upload photos that way. So hopefully, Ted, that answers your questions. And if you have any questions about that or need me to go into further detail, definitely please let me know. But you can create user accounts that way. Let me hit cancel here. Let me get back to my dashboard. Okay, so let me jump over here to chat, and D Moore says, how do I set up template for portrait photography, not landscape? So I'm not quite sure what you mean, D, if you could explain just a little bit more or elaborate. I'm guessing that you're talking about how do you set your galleries up to be set up more for portrait photography versus landscape photography. You might even be talking about your homepage slideshow. If you're talking about your homepage slideshow, there's a really great video tutorial that will walk you through setting up your homepage slideshow with portrait images or landscape images. It'll show you how to do different options. And if I could get Cheryl to throw that in the chat, that would be awesome. But let me go into the gallery really quick, because I kind of feel like maybe you're talking about gallery customization and getting it to show portrait photos better over landscape photos. What you can do is click on photos, and you can actually change your grid style. So if I go here to, let's just pick a photo here. Let's pick this one, and I'm just going to go in and customize that. So I clicked on the gallery, hovered over preview, and hit customize. And I'm about to sneeze, so let me mute the microphone for a second so I don't blow out your guys' eardrums. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a sneeze pause there for a second. Okay, so D says yes, the homepage. So let me just jump to that really quick. On the homepage, it depends on what layout you've chosen, But the thing you have to keep in mind is if you use a full screen slideshow layout like this, most people's screens are landscape orientated, and landscape orientation works better on the full screen slideshow. But if you want to show a mix of portrait orientated images, you can do either put them together in a collage like I've done here, or if you go up to background content, you can choose, instead of doing a slideshow, let me just do browser only really quick. Instead of doing a slideshow up here, you can change this to be a photo strip. And what the photo strip is going to do is it's going to force fit the portrait orientated images in to fit along with the landscape orientated images. So you want to choose that photo strip, hit update, and now your portrait orientated images are going to fit a lot better on the home page, and you can just kind of slide through here and view the images that way. It's not an automatic slider, but it does force fit the portrait orientated images to match the landscape orientated images. And we do have a video on that on the YouTube channel. It's going to show you that exact process and how to set that up. So basically you're just going to go up to background content, and instead of using a slideshow, just use that photo strip, and that should produce some better results. Now the other option too is in your account, you can actually, if you want, you can create some portrait-oriented collages. Basically take a couple of portrait-oriented images and put them together in Photoshop. If you have Photoshop, you can scroll down to the bottom of the account here, and let's see if I can get it to show right here. You can go to the bottom down here, open up Toolkit really quick, and there is a section here called Presentation Tools, somewhere right here, Presentation Tools. If you go to this page, there's actually a Photoshop action set that you can go and download right here, and it will help you create collage style images like this that will work better for your full screen slideshow. So again, just go to your toolkit and then go to Presentation Tools. Let me get back here. Presentation Tools right here. And just go and download this Photoshop action set. And that's going to help you create those portrait-oriented collage images like you see right here. All right, guys. We've got 1 or 2 minutes left. So unfortunately, let's see if I can, maybe I can squeeze in another email question really quick. Let me see if I can grab an email question. Already answered that one. Man, okay, so yeah, I'm not going to have time to get into these questions. I'm going to save them for next week because they are some really, really great questions, and I just don't have the time to go into them. So I do want to say thank you to everybody who came and hang out today. Thanks to Ted James for coming and hanging out. Thank you, D. Moore, for the great questions. Casey, Roxanne, Home Phone, and Derek Wilson, thank you guys all for coming and hanging out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. That way you can get updates whenever we go live or we put out a new video tutorial. Until then, or until next week, because we do the live streams every week. So until next week, I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. And let me see, I think I will be on the live stream next week. If not, it will be me and or it will be Kayla. So just make sure to check us out next week for that live stream. And we'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.